Good morning, Goshen Preppers.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
All right, we want to talk about the proper diet to have when crap hits the fan. Because I find that some people have messaged and some people have commented and they're kind of confused about the whole issue. Because, well, Ashley and I are on keto.
We are.
And we do have carbs, but it's like exceedingly low. I might have like a piece of turkey jerky. And there may be one carb in it, but you know, what is it, 20 carbs we can shoot for a day?
Yeah.
I don't think we even shoot for 20. We usually
Try
end up
below
like,
it, yeah.
like sometimes we end up with like 5 or none, you know, depending on what's happening. And we are both losing lots and lots of weight because carbs are evil. Now, I have people all the time, real quick, say that, what are you talking about? Raw vegetables are one of the best things on the planet. And I'm not disagreeing with you. But the amount of calories and carbs you get from like raw carrot compared to steamed carrots are night and day. Because once you actually steam it, it unlocks the carbohydrates, and now they're actually high carbs, surprisingly. I wish I could have carrots on this diet.
Yeah.
I love carrots, but I don't like raw carrots.
I do, but you don't.
I know, I'm one of those weird people. I don't really like raw carrots. But if you can limit the amount of carbs you have, and that includes eating a lot of vegetables too, like lettuce.
Yeah.
We love salads and
Cabbage.
Cabbage, oh my gosh, cabbage. Broccoli, cauliflower. There's a bunch of things like that we can have because when you eat those, they actually don't release a lot of carbs unless you do nothing. You can't get a lot of carbs from lettuce. We don't have the enzyme to make it happen. We don't have cellulase.
Oh.
Okay, so with that, we really push fats and meats and proteins. Protein. I made a video about this quite a while ago. It was a very popular video. In fact, I'm going to link that video at the end in case you haven't seen it. That really talks about how your body goes through this process called metabolism. And this is scientifically speaking, this is medically speaking how it works. I didn't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
But you literally, and I want you to understand this very quickly, you could never eat another carbohydrate through your mouth ever again. And you will be a happy camper, very trim, very fit. You'll be doing very well. And what makes fats, and people still argue with this, it's okay, you can argue about this, but how about you go read a book? If you eat too many carbohydrates, you'll make fat. Your body makes fat, not from proteins, but from eating too many carbs. This is a scientific medical fact. And if you're about to comment and disagree, stop commenting and go read a book. I'm being a little facetious and playful here. Okay, so keto is where we're at because Ashley and I are trying to be healthy.
We're trying to not eat the carbs that we used to eat.
Right, and we're losing weight. How much have you weighed?
Almost 42 pounds.
You've lost 42 pounds. And I've lost almost 40 pounds. And here's the thing. When I stopped, like there's a pizza place in town that is just really good. And then rarely, we don't do this anymore, but like a month ago, we're like, I could really go for some of that pizza. And then once the carbs are back in your bloodstream, then you spend 3 or 4 days getting it back. It's awful.
It is.
So while things are happy, we're in happy land right now. Crap has not hit the fan. Everything's going just fine. We are on keto.
Yeah, we're eating keto and it's doing really well for us.
And it's not even just losing weight, is it?
No, it's just so much. It makes us feel better. Like, I can't believe I was a sugarholic. You could ask any of my friends or family. I was horribly addicted to sugar. And I don't eat it anymore. It's great. I feel so much better and I'm losing weight and feel better. So. And
I'm not a sweet tooth, but I love breads. I love pizza dough.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I love pasta, but I like pasta.
I can give or take pasta. Yeah. I don't know. I think breads. I like sourdough bread. So that has been a little struggle. The breads have been a little challenging, not eating the breads, but
now that we've been doing it so long, now we're even thinking about eating those breads. And here's really how it shows this. You ready? This is so funny. Ashley and I went to the movies. This is maybe like a month ago too, whatever. And we're on keto, doing just fine. But we're at the movies. We're like, hey, it kind of sounds fun. You want to get some of that beautiful movie theater popcorn,
it's the best.
Which is good stuff. And I was like, I do. And eating popcorn. Popcorn. I didn't get a soda with it, nothing. Just popcorn. My heart was racing. I was like, I couldn't believe the amount of carbs that were causing my bloodstream to just increase in my heart rate, increased my palpitations.
Felt horrible afterwards.
From just eating popcorn.
It was awful.
Sweet tarts or gummy bears or something like that, yeah, that makes sense. But popcorn?
Yeah.
Bread will do that too.
It does.
So when you're not on the carbs, you really notice when something has carbs. We're like, here, eat this, it's keto. And after you eat it, you're like, that wasn't keto. My heart is racing.
Yep.
Okay, so how I feel on keto is this. And I'm going to get more into the point of this video in a second. But what I feel on keto is I have more energy than I've ever had. I feel lighter. My brain is not so foggy. My body is not in massive pain.
Yes, that's a big
And
one.
the list goes on. But then if we stop, we're like, you know what, Ashley?
Let's have a cheat day.
Let's have a cheat day, which when you're eating keto, a cheat day is actually a cheat 3 or 4 days because it takes that long for it to get back into your bloodstream. So let's have a cheat day and have pizza. We're not talking about really bad food for you per se, even though, wheat and all that stuff, I get it. But you eat the pizza. Maybe afterwards we'll have some ice cream. The world needs more ice cream. And after eating that, for the next 3 days, I feel like
a slug.
A slug.
It's
I can barely
awful.
move. My body aches like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's really night and day, honestly.
And then within the next 3 or 4 days, you start feeling better and better and better and better. 4 or 5 days later, I'm back to where I was before. And then you vow, I will never do that again. Which,
We've done it a couple times and we're paying for it.
Right.
So.
But lately, we haven't done it again. And we're really on the keto kick. We're doing really well now. And I feel better than I have in decades.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's right now.
That is right now.
And crap has not hit the fan. Okay?
So what do we do when that happens?
Right. So we could do things like store nothing but tuna and chicken and anything else that has no carbs. We could.
But it gets old.
But I will tell you right now, we're looking at, this is not just my opinion, but many people's expert opinions think that once this depression hits, we're looking at probably 10 years of difficulty.
That's a lot of tuna.
That's a lot of tuna. Could you imagine holding a can of tuna for 10 years? It'll still be good for 10 years.
Yeah, but eating it every day for 10 years?
I know. So let's go ahead and mention all the things you could eat. Beef from a can. I mean, unless you have a cow living outside.
No corned
That won't
beef?
be living outside. Yeah, no corned beef hash because it has potatoes in it. Tuna, chicken.
That's really
Is that
about
it?
For proteins, yeah.
Turkey, you get canned
Oh, yeah,
turkey.
I guess you can get canned.
Oh, you know what? Eggs. If you
Yeah.
can get eggs, if you happen to have a chicken. Oh, chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, I said chicken, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So you could live on this when crap hits the fan. But I want to tell you that when it comes to crap hitting the fan, I am a student of history. I study history. If you want to know what's coming, you study what's happened in the past. So there's no better examples than even like talking about Nazi Germany. If you're a friend of Nazi Germany, then you got all the lavish things you wanted. If you're an enemy of Nazi Germany, and there's a whole list of them, but like one we talk about is being Jewish. Because understand that being Jewish, if you actually follow rabbinic Judaism, follows kosher laws. Kosher law means, for example, no pork. And guess what the Nazis fed the Jews in the concentration camps? Pork. Point being that when crap hits the fan, first, you may not get a choice of what you eat. And not only that, but Jewish people, especially during that time, especially being rabbinic Judaism, would not defile themselves with eating any type of feces type stuff. But there is many recorded historical facts of Jewish people in the ghettos, in the concentration camps, fishing through horse manure, looking for seeds, anything the horse didn't digest, to simply get that nourishment. Because the Nazis did what they could to feed the Jews just enough to stay alive, but barely. And people say all the time, you can live 3 weeks without food. And that may be true. But after a week and a half or 2 weeks, you're going to be good for nothing.
Yeah.
You're going to be laying there like a slug.
Yeah, you're useless.
Now, let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about a depression. So a depression hits, you can't afford a lot of food. And then you're going to go into 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
There's another diet, by the way, that works very well, 1 meal a day.
Oh, man, yeah.
And basically, you eat that one meal, and there actually may be enough carbs in that meal to build up fat. But then the other, how many hours do you not eat? Like 16 hours,
Yeah.
something like that. 16 hours you don't eat, you'll burn that fat back off again. So 1 meal a day diets work very well, too.
do.
And if you actually can do keto with 1 meal a day, which we do sometimes, wow.
It does. It
It's a
really,
really good
goes
diet.
on.
You may be forced to go into a 1 meal a day diet when crap hits the fan.
Yeah.
And you can do it. You'll do it just fine. And I'll tell you right now, that meal should not be breakfast.
No.
Because once you eat breakfast, by the way, it activates what's called your parasympathetic activation centers, which basically makes you more tired after eating a meal. That's why you eat a meal and you want to take a nap sometimes. People think on Thanksgiving it's the tryptophan in turkey that makes you sleep. It's not.
It's all the food you ate.
Tryptophan has turkey, but so does Costco chicken. So does the can of chicken.
Yeah.
Why don't you get sleepy with that? Because it's not the turkey, it's the amount of food you ate on Thanksgiving, and that's why you're tired. It activates your parasympathetic. So what's going to happen is when crap hits the fan and you eat 1 meal a day, it's going to be like dinner.
It is.
You're going to basically go all the way until dinner time. You'll feel fine, surprisingly. Then once dinner time comes, you're like, I'm really just lack of energy, and you'll have your meal, and that's all you get for the day.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about. Crap hits the fan. So what's that meal going to be like? Cans of tuna? Maybe for a while.
For a while.
But you're going to run out.
You are.
So the best thing to store, as we say all the time, and it's arguable if it's the best thing, mind you, rice and beans. Because when we talk about as far as having the food you need to have, you must have all the essential proteins. You have to. You can get them in meat very easily. You can get them in soy, which you don't want to eat that stuff because it's so genetically nasty. But you can also get it in rice and beans. Beans have all the essential amino acids you need except for one, methionine, and rice has methionine.
So the combo together makes them amazing.
Right. So now when crap hits the fan, this is the best thing you can do, but also one of the worst things you can do. It's the best things you do because rice and beans is super, super cheap.
It's cheap and it stores the longest.
Stores great, doesn't it? So you really should be storing lots of rice and beans. Now, some people say, what? I thought you were on keto. How dare you eat rice and beans? I didn't say I was eating rice and beans, but I'm storing it because guess what? This is better than, in my opinion, eating the pork or eating the seed from horse crap.
Yeah.
At least this is food, and the extra rice, which has lots and lots and lots of energy at a high glycemic scale, will give you lots of energy because guess what? When that crap hits the fan, you'll be working your tushy off.
Yeah, you will. I mean, you're going to have to grow your garden, and it takes forever to grow a garden. So
you'll be doing manual labor.
Exactly.
Exactly. So here's the thing, guys. We store lots of rice and beans and other stuff too. And is it keto? Not even close. But you know what? When crap hits the fan, you're probably not going to have that luxury of eating keto. We had one guy recently comment and say, I can't believe you're not on keto. Well, we are on keto now, but he's talking about during crap hits the fan. Well, dude, you must be rich because you have enough food, protein stored away of tuna and chicken, everything to store away for over 10 years.
Yeah, with our size family, it's not doable, guys. With having so many children and all of it, this is by far the best option.
And it's also the worst.
It is.
Well, you know why it's the worst? Because preparing your rice and beans
takes a lot of water.
Takes so much energy.
Yep,
yeah, water and energy.
Yep.
You have to put so much fuel into preparing it, even if you soak it. Yep. This isn't instant rice. Instant rice you don't have to prepare with heat. But rice and beans need so much energy for storage. So that's why we always say, try to store up as many canned food as possible because they're already prepared.
Exactly.
Okay, now, then let's go ahead and take it to the other arguments we had. And of course, we just had a video out that talked about freeze-dried ice cream. This stuff is delicious. I'm on keto. I'm not going to be eating it. My kids already have a ridiculous high metabolism, can eat this and not get super fat. If my kids start eating this and getting super fat, they're not going to be eating this, do you understand? Yeah. Because it's a matter of regulation.
That's true.
You control your body. That's why, I don't know if you know this, but people used to say, well, how much water should you drink a day? 8 full ounce glasses, whatever. Yeah. It's like some kind of rule they had. You know that's gone. We don't even go by that anymore. You know how much water you should drink? You should drink enough water so when you go pee, it's not yellowish. I mean, maybe pale yellow, but if it's darker yellow, you're not drinking enough water.
Yeah, you dehydrate them.
You are the best person to regulate what you should be eating and drinking. So look, if I eat rice and beans every day, I'm not going to be losing the weight I'm losing.
No. I mean, you'll probably lose some because you're out there working your butt off.
No, I'm talking about just when
now
crap has not hit the fan.
Yeah.
Like right now, forget it. I would not be losing weight.
Yeah.
What works for me, some people work for eating raw carrots. That's not me. What works for me is eating keto.
Yeah.
It works very well. Now, should you be preparing things like freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches for when crap hits the fan?
Yes and no.
Well, I say absolutely.
Well, you need morale, and so that's the
There you
part.
go.
That's a big part, guys. We're not saying you need to stock up on all this stuff, but honestly, if you have no friends and community and you need a little pick-me-up, having a couple nibbles of an ice cream sandwich would probably really do you good.
And not only that, but ready? We have we have 8 kids. And when crap hits the fan, it's scary. It's exhausting. They don't get a lot of the certain luxuries they had before. We live in America. We live in the land of luxuries right now. Having a treat like this once in a while will boost morale like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
So should you do this? You should. You absolutely should have these things, even if it's just for yourself. Now, I understand we're not talking about if you're diabetic and such. We know that's a whole different ballgame. But having some like freeze-dried ice cream, is it keto? Of course it's not keto. But I'm telling you right now, again, if you're eating keto during crap hits the fan, let me know where you live because obviously you have some money.
Yeah.
And you can afford
share
to
the
eat
wealth
keto.
with
Yeah.
us.
But we do what we can, don't we? Because on Goshen Prepping, we're all about trying to do things frugally. We're trying to do things without spending a ton. And I know a freeze dryer is some good money. But in the long run, it depends how much prepping you do, doesn't it? Because if you do a lot of prepping, you could save money with a freeze dryer. Again, it takes a lot of prepping to get there, but it is a whole new level of prepping, including, it may be a little bit more on the fun side, but it is good morale to have some ice cream sandwiches that right now, I just look at it and gain weight even thinking about it. So we'll put that back over there. The kids are all, that's on the counter for like the last few days. And they're like, please, Dad, please let me have those last pieces of freeze-dried ice cream. So now I can let them have it after we had this talk.
I did.
So I hope you understand this, guys. When it comes to right now, as a physician, I'm telling you, and as somebody who's lost the weight, and I feel healthier than I ever have been, keto is the way to go. And if, crap starts hitting the fan, I'm going to stay on keto. I'm going to try to stay on keto as long as possible.
Yes.
But eventually, if crap hits the fan so bad, I'm not going to still simply eat the meats, but now I'm going to be supplementing it with rice and beans. Because at that point,
you have to make it go farther.
You have to make it stretch out.
Yep.
And that it's called common sense. And we don't live in this fantasy land of having a lot of money and ordering a steak when everybody outside is like fighting Armageddon. Okay, we're not like, that's not realism. So you do what you can, store what you can, and understand right now we're doing keto because it's healthier, but we know if crap hits the fan, keto's only going to last so long.
Exactly.
But hopefully we won't gain the weight because we'll be working our tushes off. So I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions about that, put them in the comments below. And if anything, maybe we'll make a follow-up video. But I think that's pretty straightforward. And I think that a lot of you already get that anyway.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Thank you so much for following along and for watching.
Have a great day.